Test. Mic test. There it goes. All right. Ooh, man, what's going on, y'all? Happy Friday. It's Good Friday. All the markets are closed now. Crypto never sleeps, as y'all know. Anyway, we're live today for the Good Friday episode of 2023 on April the 7th. It's a little past 11 o'clock. We're kind of late today. Kind of taking it easy this morning on a nice little rainy day. Good stuff. Let's talk about some price. I don't think there's going to be much to talk about from Hump Day stream, but we'll run down the list real quick and see what's going on. So we do have, one real quick thing. I just wanted to mention my buddy created something called Sneeder Chat. If y'all know the meme that's based off of from The Simpsons, the Chucks. Y'all know Chucks, formerly Chucks. Some of y'all will know. Anyway, it's a cool idea. I hope it gets going. This guy's trying to get audio, or what do you say? Sorry, trying to get money for making a cool tip platform. It's all non-custodial. He doesn't own any of the stuff. It's actually pretty cool. Creates wallets. It's a cool idea. I like it. So I'm gonna just try it out see what he thinks, or see what y'all think. Just trying to help him out a little bit. It does say $20, but he's kind of just trying to get people on there. So I wouldn't worry about that until maybe you really started getting stuff on there. But it's a pretty cool idea, and it uses Dogecoin. So who doesn't like that? So pretty nice, and he coded it all up himself. So just trying to help a buddy out, see what happens with that. Back to price, though. Let's see here. Bitcoin, Mama Bear, what are you doing? Let's see. Daily. Oh, look, nothing. Sideways as hell. What is this garbage, dude? Why, oh, why are you just going sideways? Weekly. Another weekly setup for pretty much another Doge. Let's go to futures because that'll be closed already. Yep. Here, it's this one here. Another Doge. Just kind of inside price action. One more again. All right, so Ethereum actually is up a little bit. This looks better. I like this, but still, man, the momentum is pretty weak sauce. We're not even over 26 yet. Kind of interesting close there for the week. We still got a couple days on spot over the Easter weekend. See if anything kind of happens. Probably not. Everyone's going to be doing Easter stuff. Let's zoom in a little bit. Man, I mean, it has literally done absolutely nothing pretty much this entire week. Very boring. Super boring price action. Same shit, different day as Wednesday's video. 26K is the short-term support. And ultimately, pretty much, that 24,000 handle. As long as we're above there, it's still building a nice, sexy time chart. And the same numbers for Ethereum, that mid-1700s. As long as we're above that area, it still looks fine and dandy. We do have a little bit of resistance at that 2K level, so nothing different there. Everything is just super, super sideways. I mean, geez, look at this GBDC since March 20th, just literally 50-cent range. Boring. Ethereum's the only one that's kind of looking decent here. And if this weekly can close above these wicks on Sunday evening, above 1850, that would look pretty good. Then I would look for a stab of 2K. We almost got that yesterday, I believe it was. No, it was actually Wednesday after the stream. We got to about 1950, so almost 2K. So that'll be the next resistance point. As long as it's holding above that mid-17s, there's no reason to be bearish quite yet. Litecoin, look at this. 5 days right up against the trend line in the mid-90s. Great time, by the way. And just kind of rolling over. Still hasn't broken this 88 level. That's kind of like the short-term area. Below 88, maybe go and test in the upper 70s. But this resistance is real here. It's being respected so far. So you got that trend line that goes all the way back up to the all-time highs back in April of 21. So damn, 2 years ago. That's kind of crazy that it's been 2 years since the last super top of the run. It does not feel that long. Anyway, still needs to break this trend line, so really not any new information from last stream, just kind of going sideways. Ethereum Classic, same thing. It's just getting squeezed more by the 200 and the short-term moving averages. I mean, look at this thing. It's like $1. It's like less than $1 now. Super squeeze. Let's get rid of this trend line because it doesn't matter anymore. And they only let you do so many drawings on TradingView. But yeah, just same shit, different day, man. There's just not really much to add on most of these charts. XRP kind of just consolidating above this previous spot here, above 48 cents. Still looks good. Same shit as last video. It really needs to clear this high here at about 54 pennies. What the hell was that noise? I got some alert somewhere popping off. XLM right up on the trend line. This is kind of the semi make it or break it zone, at least for the trend line. You can see it did have a similar trend line back over here, almost the exact same angle. And when it did break, it kind of did break down. So we are in different structure, though. We're above everything, above all the moving averages. And a few more days up here, maybe like 5 more days, this will start curling up. And by this, I mean the 200 moving average, which is this spotted one on my chart, the white dots. And that will start curling up. So that'll start looking pretty damn good. And this has nice oscillators on DMI and also on RSI. Tron still looks fine above 6.5 pennies. No problems there. It is right close to 666. Oh my God. Let's go to zoom out to weekly. Yeah, I mean, it really needs to get above this 69 area. We get above 69, that probably opens up to this little local high at around 7.3. And then after that, the target is about 10 cents on this guy. So not too shabby on Tron. Just real sideways. That's typical of holiday weeks. They're kind of boring for the most part, especially in traditional finance. They're just kind of meh. Low volume. I think it was only like 30% of the volume or something this week on the ES and the majors. So, but that's pretty typical. All right, so DOT. Oh, look, it's the same shit, just sideways as hell. Shocker. Right up under the weekly 21, but right above all these averages here, around 590 to about 6 in the teens. I mean, as long as it's holding this little local low here at about 590, it's okay. A little concerning they couldn't make higher highs right here, and it was so close. And, I mean, you think it would be able to get over 660. Just for a tap, even just for the wick. So that's a little bit concerning on DOT. What's going on, crypto? What is that? Imperator? Hello, can you tell me about Bitcoin? Is it going to 26 or 27.6 or above 28,000? Well, it's going to be going to 27,734 exactly by 5 o'clock today. No, I can't tell you that. No one knows that. It is in bullish structure though, so I'd say as long as, like we've been talking about, as long as it's holding short term above 26, but longer term time frames above 24,000, it looks fine. And I have an upward bias to it, so that's a real tight range too, man. Like, what, I don't know if that's a troll question or not, but it possibly could be. Is it going to? That's like $400 range on Bitcoin. $400 ain't nothing. But yeah, so above 26,000, it looks okay. Just kind of lollygagging up here. Not sure what it's waiting on, but just holiday week, boring, kind of sucks. Let's go to where do we leave off here? I think we did Tron. Oh, we did ADA is where we're at. ADA looks pretty good. I like this chart. Higher highs, higher lows, riding a nice 45-degree line. The only thing we need is the 200 to curl up, and that would probably take another week or so of price, staying above 38 pennies. This chart looks pretty good. It looks a little bit better than some of the other ones. I'm going to erase this trend line here because you eventually will hit your limit on drawings. You'll try to put a drawing on, and Trading View will be like, "Oh, you're out of drawings." You're like, "Damn, how many drawings do I have? Holy crap!" Anyway, looks fine above 36 and change. Link. God dang, Link, just super sideways. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really new to talk about from Wednesday's stream. Just super sideways, man. EOS looks okay up underneath this trend line. I'm just kind of riding it. As long as it's hovering above like mid one teens, like 115 or so, 116, it looks okay. Kind of in the same vein as ADA a little bit. Looks a little bit better than, the early part of this year. Some stuff is right below the early part, some stuff's right above. Everything is just kind of mostly in the range of this whole year. We had that good pump right at the beginning of January, and stuff's mostly just been going sideways since then. So, I mean, look at this crap. Same shit, different day. I mean, it's clear as day where these ranges are. 118. We've been talking about it too for over 2 weeks now. Oh no, BSV is dying, man. What are you doing? Did it make a new low? It kind of looks like it did. 31.93. What are these lows? 32 flat. Wow, both of these lows are $32 even. That's interesting. So someone had some big buy orders there. Didn't defend it this time and missed it by 7 pennies. But it is picking up pretty good. If this candle can close above the 30, what is this? 33.10 or so, these bodies, that'd be okay. Really be a lot more sexy if it could get up above 35.50. Again, BSV hasn't looked good for a long time, just getting worked by the shortest term moving average. The 21 is just, even on the daily, same shit, different day. You got a decent pump on Wednesday, engulfed Thursday, follow through today. It's just no love for Satoshi's vision, that's for sure. It starts losing $32 though. Yeah, I'll probably have to bail on that. I do own some of this, but as long as it holds about 32, it's okay. Not a great looking chart though. Oh, let's see. A little trend line kind of right here on the weekly. Let's kind of draw that in with these bodies. You got something like that going on. Good support at 150. XMR just really isn't doing anything either. I mean, it tried to pump up over here and it looked pretty decent a couple of weeks ago, and now it's just going sideways inside this magenta candle and right on the freaking horizontal and right above the short-term moving averages. I mean, dude, the squeezes on all these prices, man, is getting tight and tighter and tighter. Like, there's going to be such a big move coming out of this consolidation. It's going to be very large. Hopefully it's to the upside, right? But at this point, it's hard to tell because some of the oscillators don't have bullish momentum on dailies. Like this is kind of bullish, but it's not in the power zone above 26. So it's just real hard to tell, man. I am long on stuff right now. I don't hold any like short positions on crypto, so I am leaning on the longer side. Some of these structures look good. Whoa, shut up, phone. Sorry about that. Happy Friday. I have a new indicator. Oh, yeah, my buddy. It's funny you noticed that. What's up, Hellbound? Yeah, my buddy was telling me he wanted me to test something or practice with something and try it out and see what I thought about it. I'm still kind of looking into it and checking it out. I don't think it's very good. That's mostly just for him. He just wanted my opinion on it. So if I find anything out about it, I'll bring it up in a future video, but not today, though, because I don't think it's very noteworthy yet. I just got to kind of run down and look at more tradables with it. Hope you're having a happy Friday, too. Hellbound, good to see you. ZEC, man, same shit, different day. All these charts pretty much look the same, just hovering on the lows. Well, not all of them. Sorry, there's about 3 different ones. This one is kind of like BSV and Dash. They're just kind of beat up. No one cares about privacy coins, I guess. What's up with that, man? Decent support, though, at around the 35 handle. So not bad, but almost no momentum, man. Same thing like I mentioned on the other chart. Does Bitcoin also have that going on? No, Bitcoin actually does have the momentum, although it did go back into the neutral zone, but you can see it's just barely coming off of the power zone here. So, and Ethereum should also be in the same boat. Yeah, same boat for Ethereum. It's actually trying to regain the power zone, so that's interesting. Ethereum obviously looking the most bullish too out of most of the coins right now. All right, Dash, yeah, same thing as Zcash, just lollygagging around, nothing too sexy here. Looking a little bit heavy, looking a little bit heavy. But I mean, this kind of has just like this small, tight range here, so you can see this. Oh no, you can't really see that box. Hold on, that is very unseeable. But you got like this little range box, pretty much upper 40. I'm sorry, I got dyslexia over here. Upper 54s and about 60. So until it gets out of that range, I'm not really wanting to take any more trades. I already have stuff that I loaded up for on dips, and I'm not really adding anything yet until I see resolution. It's kind of my trade right now. Dogecoin gave up all them gains. Look at that. Pumped on the Twitter news, and it's already down 33% from that, or from the close, about 20%. This could just be the retest, though, of the breakout zone, just immediately doing it. Hey, that's cool. Get out of the way. We start getting back below like 7.5 cents, though. That's going to start testing the mama. That's going to start testing this trend line and all this consolidation. And that would look pretty bad. But if we stay above 7.5 cents, this thing could still be lining up for a pretty decent moonshot. But kind of giving it up quick, even though that Twitter thing, is that still a thing? Is it still on there? Oh, look, it's already taken off. Yeah, he had it only on there for a few days or whatever it was, pretty much this week. Took it off for Easter. What the hell, Elon? You little bastard. Well, that kind of sucks. But hey, you know what doesn't suck is technical analysis. And as we spoke about that on this pump day, look where it stopped. Or actually, it was on because we didn't have the close yet. But on Wednesday, we talked about this. Literally, look where it stopped at. The body was right over here on these local highs, and that was it. Price action, y'all, is king. Look at this. Weekly is kind of setting up to be a little bit nasty if it closes like this. This would not be a very good weekly candle. But that daily, man, look at that. Just right to the previous high. Didn't make a higher high. It did in wicks, but not in bodies, and you have to put more weight on the bodies of the candles. So, just food for thought there. It already knew. It already knew. The price action already knew. STX, yeah, just dribbling, broke the trend line. Man, right at the mama. Whew, man, below 75 cents, this thing probably goes and tests this local low, and we'll see if it can defend that. You'd think bulls would be able to defend kind of right here, but man, everything is kind of looking a little funky, No volume, yeah, just boring. Freaking, I hate holiday weeks. I wish the traditional markets just never closed. Like Bitcoin, that would be cool. That would be so cool. Yeah, right, though. That ain't happening. True Fi, just kind of dribbling down, too. It's already getting close to these 6 cents, man. It starts getting below there. That defeats the higher lows, higher highs. We already kind of are destroying the higher low right here. So kind of nasty. Let's jump up to a weekly. All right, so the weekly is confirming that mid 6 cent area too. So that is definitely major support there. At about just below that 6.4. We'll just say again mid 6. That can still be higher lows on the weekly time frame. So that's decent, but just kind of the slow sideways dribble seems to be the theme right now. The Hexicans attempted little dump here down to upper 5 pennies. Getting bid up pretty good, though. This candle could close like this, a little hammer, maybe even up a little bit. Shit, maybe that gets some follow through the upside. That's not a bad reaction from the bulls there. Let's zoom out. Kind of sloppy weekly on the oscillators, but you got this local high. Also confirming about mid 6s as good support. We start losing mid 6s. This local low will likely get tested and probably breached if we go down there again at this point. V-chain looking okay. It's trying to break out, so it's looking a little bit better than some stuff. All right, above 2, 2, 2, 3, but just really no freaking momentum on any of these coins except for Ethereum. Seems to be the only one. Just kind of sideways as F. It's getting almost monotonous at this point. If anyone wants me to look at a tick or two as I'm coming down the end of the list, please throw that in the troll box now, and we'll go check it out. Adam still filling up the triangle. Is the triangle of death, or is this the triangle of boom? I don't know. Doom or boom? Hard to say. It's still just filling it out. Nothing new there. Osmos. Ooh, man, look at this. Hits the trend line, and now we're getting a little bit of follow through. We are right on the line of the sand at about 75 pennies. Anything getting comfy below 75 pennies is pretty shitty and can easily go to down here at this local low. Where is this? About 69 cents. All right. So 69 is like the super line in the sand. Below there, it just goes into black hole mode and price discovery, but to the downside, not to the upside price discovery. So just kind of meh, whatever. Holding 75. Bulls need to be doing that. Ton. Still barely holding on to 220. Just barely. That's kind of the line for short term here. Let's zoom out on the weekly. Let's see. Yeah, right on the 21, which is also agreeing pretty close to that 220 area. So as long as it's holding 220, it's all right. But there is kind of like this semi-heavy feel on some of these charts at this point. And maybe that's because it's been too like sideways for so long too, but it is starting to feel that way a little bit. Need to get some resolution going. All right, ES, all these markets are closed today, even though they did have non-farm payrolls this morning, and everything rallied really hard. If you look at the short time the market was open, just up until the morning before it closed down. But I guess because those come out really, really early, like usually 7:30. So I guess everybody was like, oh, yay, the unemployment, cool, even though that means rates will keep being hiked. All right. Russell popped really hard. Look at this, up over 20 points. Yeah, whatever. I mean, there's like no volume. I mean, there's probably going to be some big-ass moves next week after the holiday weekend. So we do got 3 days on that one. Pretty interesting. Hellbound says, I've been using the Klinger volume oscillator. Gives some great signals. Oh, really? Okay. Well, maybe we'll check that out in a second. Let me just run through these real quick, and then we'll load that up. This still looks fine. It's riding the trend line. It's higher highs. It's higher lows. It's previous resistance is support at that 40-80 handle. Looks like even bulls are attempting to defend a little higher, like 41. But 40-80 is that short-term line in the sand. We start getting back below there. I mean, shit, this thing's range-bound too. And, kind of the longer term between about like 39 and 41. And don't forget, we mentioned this on the last couple videos, these monthlies, man. Look at all this resistance right here in the mid 41s. So right around 41.50, there's mega resistance here. So probably just needs a open and close above 41.50 on a daily, and we probably will get some pretty good upside price action, because you can actually see even back over here on this cluster, this one wasn't even or was it? Let me see. Maybe one of these is. Oh man, no. I guess the close though was below it. I mean, it's within 3 points, so we can call it one. So we barely had one open and close above that 41.50, and then it got rejected. And it's even a sloppy one because it's a down candle. I know it looks green, but these get painted a little bit different off of a indicator thing I have on there. But it is actually a down candle, so we need like a nice green girthy candle open and close above 41.50. Then it can look pretty sexy time. You missed the BTC. Well, I'll do a little wrap up too. Also, whenever I log off, you can go to the rewind section, or on YouTube if you prefer to watch them over there. All right. Let's see here. NQ, right, still same shit, right to 13.3. That was our kind of resistance target. We are still filling out higher highs, higher lows. The 200 starting to curl up on the daily. I mean, not too shabby. Tech somehow looks pretty damn good. Um, until it's back below like 12.8. Can't really hate it. Dow, actually, look at this. Hovering this whole week above the next little zone here between 33.5 and 34.3. So that's pretty interesting. Kind of building a base at 33.5. That's not too shabby. No momentum, though, on the oscillators down here. We're not even anywhere near the power zone. So that's kind of interesting. Weird. What's the weekly look like? Yeah, the weekly is okay. Lots of resistance, kind of like ES right above it. A lot of resistance up in the right at 34K ish. Let's go to the monthly real quick and see if that's similar. Yeah, not as clean as ES is. ES is really clean. All of them have slightly different setups on their charts, but above this 33.5 area, can't hate it. I have to lean a little bullish until it's below that. Rut is the one that's very different from all the three majors. It's still in very much bearish formation, below the trend line, below the 20. It's below everything. The last thing it's holding on to is this horizontal around 1745. If we go to the weekly that just closed, let's check it out. Oh, sorry, the stupid phone. Mega resistance at about 1800. I mean, look at all these candles kind of splitting here. You got the 200, the mama, I mean, every moving average is right above the 1800 level. So until we can even start getting a few dailies above 1800 on Russell, I gotta lean it on the bearish side for that one. Dow Jones, oh man, actually rejection. Pretty wild how much different Dow Jones looks, like the tranny index versus the actual Dow Jones index. Very, very different. It looks more like Russell. Pretty interesting. Pretty bearish below this little swing high here at about 14.3, but kind of just retesting this local low. Watch out below 13.7 though. Lollygagging, we do have a shooting star doji right on this horizontal. That is nothing to ignore. Mega resistance below 15.8 until a daily, at least an open and close above 15.8. This is kind of had its run. We didn't get any follow through after the three soldiers, the three white soldiers kind of pattern, or three green soldiers, whatever. But that's what this pattern's called, these three beast mode candles. Usually you get pretty quick follow through on that, but it's been kind of shut off with this shooting star. So to re-engage that, we're going to need that daily open and close above 15.8. Oh, look at this. China's trying to break out. Obviously, it does have this swing high resistance at 333. It's all threes. That's cool. 4 threes, that's the resistance. Tranny index affected by fuel price. Yeah, it could be. And just some traveling stuff. I don't think planes are doing very good either. So just transportation in general. A lot of people work from home too. I'm not sure. There's probably a lot of different factors there. Just something I kind of noteworthy. It's like, why is that not pamping? Aren't people buying shit? Aren't trucks shipping stuff? I don't know. It's interesting. Just kind of a weird market right now. It doesn't feel like uber bullish. It doesn't feel uber bearish. It's just it feels confused to me. It's kind of the vibe I get. Anyway, this is trying to break out here. Open and close. It did it above the box. That's one. Let's see if we can get a couple more, because this one did one, and then it didn't even get two more before rejection. So we'll see how that plays out. That'll have to be Monday, though, and Tuesday. Oh, we're breaking down this little swing low. We are breaking it. Let's see. Technically, we have broked it. We done broked it by like 10 cents or something. We'll see what happens next week with this. This still could barely hold on, but definitely crushed for sure, but not really anything with this low volume week. It's just kind of meh. Oil staying up at the top end of the range. Pretty nice that it was able to stay up here. Couldn't get any follow through. It couldn't even get into the 82 handle. And that's the line in the sand. We've talked about it for way too long. 82.50, man. 82.50. Below that, You're just in this little range here. We did get that false breakdown, the swing to the other side of range. Here we are, just more ranging. We're at the top of the range. We're chilling. And we do have an abandoned baby candle. Hey, I didn't make these candle names up. So, and if you don't know about a lot of candles, go to the pattern site.com. It's Thomas Bukowski's site. It's a little old school, kind of like you're reading a website from the early 2000s or late 90s or something. But, and it probably could be updated a little bit, but it's got some really good, just like foundations and basics and some decent data, and you can kind of use it to go from there. Anyway, abandoned baby candle. It's not really a great performer. It ranks pretty low, but it is an interesting spot where it happened, which is right up underneath major resistance. So, will we fill this gap maybe over the next couple weeks? Why not? It's been in this freaking range since November, so would not be surprised. The only thing I start changing my tune is even if a 3 hour, let's even go back over here. We got a couple of them right here now, but we didn't even get one. They got rejected right at 82.50. That's why that number is super important. But even a low time frame, if a 3 hour could close above 82.50, then we might be looking for some pretty nasty upside on oil. We could probably tag $100 pretty easily. I'm actually going to put an alert on that right now. Crossing up oil. We're just going to change that to oil breakout. And we'll create that. Boom. Let's zoom back out. We don't need 3 hour. Yeah, but now there's obviously super mega resistance at 82.50 with the 200 coming down to meet price. So pretty interesting spot here. Man, yeah, $100, dude, or just shy of it, probably about $96 would be the target if we got comfy above 82.50. Oh man, if that happened too, watch out. Inflation numbers would get wild. Oh, nat gas, you little poor little bitch. It just can't do anything. Actually, yesterday I was just messing around with some charts, and now we're below. Anyway, real quick, we're below that 220 area. That's kind of the line in the sand. It has now filled this little contract gap, the contract switch gap. Maybe it finds support here, but this below 220 looks pretty shitty. One thing I was looking at, I was like, man, when's the last time gas sold off like this? And this is actually one of the worst nat gas sell-offs we've seen in a long time. I actually had to go and look for a different spot price. Which one did I use? I think I used ICE. Something that went back to like the 90s. No, hold on. Let me find her. Was it currencies? There's one that went back to the 90s. Yeah, here it is. So you can see just kind of off of this chart here that this is one of the most aggressive sell-offs in nat gas's history. There's a couple right here. Boom. There's only a few, pretty much. 75% in 250 days. 78% in 400 days. If we count, let's just count this one. 69%, hell yeah, in 730 days. Oh, come on, draw it. Draw it, you little bastard. What are you doing? 60-something%. They're all around 70% in about 600 days. But look how fast this one is. This is why I'm pulling all those to give you an idea. Look at this. 240 days, and we're at 80% at around 240 days. So way more aggressive, way faster, and a deeper pullback. And pretty much the last, 30-something years? Pretty wild. Is there major support right here? There actually is some pretty good support here. We can even jump up to like a 3-month at this point on a quarterly chart. And you can actually see, man, this low $2 on the high time frames. I know on shorter time frames below 220 doesn't look great, but on these higher time frames, man, there actually is some pretty good support. $2 from 2 to 220. Let's look at the volume profile cheat sheet real quick. All right, almost all the center business of pretty much 30 plus years of price action is at 275. So maybe that's a short-term target for whenever the bulls finally do decide to show up in nat gas. I mean, it might go to like $1.50 before that happens, but for now, there is some okay support around $2, but I just don't really like the this daily is pretty nasty, man. Just consolidating on the lows and getting follow through, just not very good. Whoops, close that up. We don't need another indicator. Close that up. Let's do that. Back over here. So nat gas looking pretty nasty. Bonds attempting to break out. They looked like they were doing good Wednesday. No follow through yesterday. Kind of got rejected a little bit today. Although, oh, sorry, that says Monday. Holy crap, we have a candle in the future. What the hell? That's kind of weird. We have man, we're already in April 10th. Who would have known? Price is so cool that we're looking literally into the future right now. I don't know why it shows that like that. I'm not sure what's up with that. Weird. But attempted kind of breakout, not really getting no follow through. But again, with short week and all that shit, didn't really have time. We'll have to reassess that next week. Oh, look at this. TMF trying to break out, getting resistance right at the 200. Again, not enough time to really get the Momo going. We'll have to come back to this also next week. TNX is going to be pretty much the inverse. Dollar, that 101 area is holding up so far. 110's mega resistance on euro. That's been the same shit. Gold, something cool and different. Look at this weekly candle, y'all. This is beast mode. This is one of the best looking candles and charts that's doing something that's not sideways. Ethereum is actually in that boat too, but gold, look at this, guys. Open and close above range. This is a beautiful, beautiful candle. This is exactly what the gold bulls want to see. We got that ascending triangle. It's pretty much breaking out of that. It's breaking out of this structure. The next resistance point, man, is this swing high, which is the all-time high at about, we'll just round it to 2100 because it's like 2090, whatever. Let's just round it to 2100, give us a little buffer. That's probably the next target on this is 2100. And above 2100, man, gold literally goes into blue sky mode. And I think our target's just shy of 23, just a little over 23. And so this is based off lots of fibs and other structured measured move stuff. I just ranged them because they all kind of fell into this box. So between 23 and 25 shorter term, and then the long term goal is almost all the way up to about 2800 on gold. And that stays very much intact as long as we're above this about 1980-ish level. As long as we can stay above kind of all these little local highs in this structure. Let's go to the monthly. Can really see it a lot more better. As long as we kind of stay above these highs, looks real sexy. And let's get this monthly open and close to be above all of this structure too. And that would be very sexy confirmation that we have a high probability of testing 23,000. Sorry, whoa. 2,300, not 23,000. This ain't no crypto shit. Although Peter Schiff says gold will go to 23,000 all the time, doesn't he? No, not quite that high, but y'all get it. Look at this, man. You got that open and close over here above all this structure breaking out. And now we're freaking above 2420, looking pretty damn sexy. Look at this weekly, looking pretty damn sexy. I love it. We actually, if you look up here at the numbers on this top part of the candle, you can see the O is the open. We've been looking for this weekly open and close above 2420. We did freaking get it right before Easter. Looks like the bunny brought us some silver in our eggs. This is a pretty vertical move. So I would not be surprised to see some liquidation break and some dribbling onto this trend line before continuation to the upside. But this actually looks really good for silver bulls. I really do like this chart. And we finally just kind of saw what the bulls needed to kind of build on the structure. So here we are. Very sexy chart action. Previous resistance, 2420 is now support. on silver. Looking very good. Platinum, same thing, kind of starting to take off. All this support in the upper 90s, upper 900s. Looks pretty good. Does have a lot of resistance kind of right here on this mama hump. You've got two mama humps and some structure at about like 1,020-ish. But overall looks pretty damn sexy. I still like it above, about $1,000, give or take, maybe $20. Palladium tried to sell off. Bulls rejected that sell off. We have matching candles here, little tweezer type candles. So it still looks decent. I do like this little clustering down here. And nothing really on the oscillators. So same shit, above 1400, it looks fine. GDX looking good, breaking out with everything. Look at that, got over that 32 level and just started taking off. This is good for confluence with the silver price, so I do like that. And also gold price as well. Looks pretty good. Like this here too. A little bit of resistance at 42 and change, but not too bad. Let me go look at, I'm going to look at miners real fast. Just see how they've been pumping. I do hold some miner positions too, so I'm just kind of curious. Oh man, they're not really pumping too hard, although this is just today's price action, so we'd have to like kind of individually look at them. Let's look at AG. That's a big company people know about. Majestic. Okay. FCX, everybody knows about them. Also NEM. Oh, look at that. Newport. Or Newmont, sorry, not Newports. Not those lovely cigarettes. Let's see. Where's Hecla? Hecla is one of the oldest companies. Hecla pumped, but kind of gave it up a little bit yesterday. But, look at that. Kind of trying to get above and make new highs. That's cool. And Alcoa, that's a big one too. Wow, Alcoa looks like shit. What's going on here? I would have not have guessed that. Between the long and short-term moving averages, a little swing, local low at $34. Man, is this this might be a buy at some point. Interesting. Huh. I'm going to keep my eye out on that one for next week. It's got earnings coming up. A lot of earnings coming up in the next couple weeks, which will probably provide some catalyst for breaking some of these ranges. All right, let's go check on blockchain. Oops, I guess I have to actually click it. Let's go check on our blockchain index, miner index. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Let's see what the weekly did. A little Doge up there. Would have been nicer to get follow through, but on a holiday week, that's fine. Doge's cool. Still looks fine above 310. Really want to see this break out though and keep getting this Momo going. Continuation above that 340 area. We're kind of just hovering here. I still really like this candle setup though. Above about 310-ish. Like the low 300s, it still is constructive. So not too shabby. Cores, what is it doing? Oh, is it going to pump? Let's go. I own some of that too. Let's pump it. It's a big mining company out of Dallas, Texas. So I'm just playing sideways pump to fill this gap here is pretty much my trade for that. And I'll bail on this if we get a close below this little guy right here. And that's just what I'm doing. I finally got filled on Overstock yesterday. It took a freaking 11% dump for them to fill my calls. I patiently waited for almost 2 weeks to get that fill. That's okay. I got it. Now it doesn't look as sexy, though, to be fair. Kind of this engulfing all this price action. A little shitty, but hey, whatever. I'm not worried about it long term because it's not like a short term trade for me. I'm not worried about it unless it lost $17. So got earnings coming up too. I think like a lot of stuff is right around 420. Hell yeah. Speaking of 420, one more quick thing I wanted to look at. Riot looks good. Coin does not look good. Interesting, Riot looks so good. Green doesn't look good. Huh. How about Marathon? Man, this is super compressed, dude. The move out of this is going to be very big. It's pretty much going down here to 5 something, or it's probably going up here to like 12. Like a 40% move is probably coming out of this right here. Very, and this is kind of easy play. You can just wait for it to break out of this range. Pretty much 6.9. Hell yeah. Or 9, 11. Ooh, hell no. Let's see. Yeah, weed stocks. I put some weed stock trades on just for 420 crap. And there's like a big weed conference next week that some stupid politicians are going to talk at. Whatever. I don't really care about any of that. But poor weed, man, just can't get no love. Look at these charts, y'all. Just real quick. Just brutal, man. I mean, this is worse than your favorite shitcoin. It's only down 90%, and it's done it in 776 days. Literally, pretty much since the peak, there has been almost no upside besides a couple of weeks here and there. Just brutal, man. They're really bleeding the marijuana sector out, aren't they? You could say they're smoking it. Let's see. Cron. Damn, just everything's down. I don't know what I got filled on. I just put some call ideas out there on some stuff. I think I did ACB. I think I got Cron. I think maybe Tilray filled, something like that. I don't know. I just kind of sprinkled across them and put really low bids in because this is like lottery type trades. Like they have a high probability of not working. Pretty much, I'd say like 90%. But if they do work, they probably will have some pretty good, decent payouts. And the options are just so cheap because like no one freaking cares about marijuana right now. I mean, marijuana stonks anyway. Obviously, people smoke weed all the time, but yeah, the stonks though, just not great. There is major companies. SMG actually has a little bit better, to be fair. Scott's Miracle Grow, they're up into the weed game. I think they even bought one of the Botanicals. It's one of the big fertilizer weed companies. I'm pretty sure they bought it. And also MO, the Altira, it's like the cigarette company. They talked about doing some weed stuff too. But this chart is this one looks a lot more sloppy than SMG's. Kind of a weird complex head and shoulders or something like that. I don't know. It's a funky pattern. Above 42, hell yeah. Isn't that cool? That's the kind of line in the sand for potential weed pumpage on this is 42. How interesting. This actually looks pretty. I like this chart better though. Higher lows, higher highs. Trend is definitely attempting to change. You got the momentum on the oscillators. I like this a lot better above 64 cents. See if we can get above this trend line and turn this into a bump and run pattern. Bump and run patterns are some of the best performing patterns. If you're unfamiliar with those, it's pretty much as it rides down a long-term trend line, it bumps on it. It runs on it a little bit. So bumps up against it, runs it, and then takes off. Again, go to that pattern site and go play around there. Get your pattern knowledge up. It's very helpful. Candlestick reading is probably the fastest way to like absorb price action because all these lag, like all the indicators lag, like pretty much every single one of them. They're all based off price anyway. So learning how to just do it with the candles is pretty helpful. And that's just another way to do it. Everyone's a little bit different. So just kind of throwing that out there. Like it above 64 though. Let's just say 64.20 just so we can say 420. All right. Yeah. All right. I think that's it. Just quick wrap up. I don't see any tickers. But Bitcoin, nothing. Literally nothing. The video's been almost the same since late March on Bitcoin. Get above 29. Stay above 26 and change. Cool. Awesome. There we are. Same shit. Different day. Is it getting a little bit heavy? Maybe. Maybe a little bit. You could argue that, but it's just so squeezed, man. The moves coming out of this. I feel like most stuff is waiting for the earnings that are coming out. A lot of earnings coming up here in the next couple weeks. So, but yeah, nothing really to update on that. It's still in the same range. Ethereum's the only one that's actually broken out of the range. So it is attempting to confirm that this is a real breakout. And as long as it's staying above 18 hundo, I do like it. It looks pretty sexy. Let's get this weekly though now to close up above 1850 to take out these wicks on these previous weeks. Wicks on the previous weeks. I'm going to say that fast. And that would look real sexy. If it kind of closes below them, it's still good because it's open and close above the structure, but it would look way more sexy if it could close above that. And it would look uber sexy if it could randomly close above this swing high over here at about 1940. That would look uber sexy. I think that's pushing it, though, a little bit. That's a little hopium. And I think that's pretty much it. If you missed something else, you can go back. We always go through this same list in this same order every show. So if you kind of miss it or show up late, no worries. Just rewind on either TradingView or rewind on YouTube if you prefer to watch it there. They just automatically get uploaded over there. Also, if you're a streamer or you want Doge tips or whatever, I'm just kind of helping my buddy out, spread the word of his little Sneeder chat idea. I thought it was a cool idea. I like the meme-ness to it. So check that out. Maybe you can get some Doge tips or something like that. And it's all non-custodial. He doesn't own any of the keys or none of that crap. So that's kind of cool. And I think that's where we need to kind of focus on moving with crypto. We need to do more DeFi stuff, more keep your own custody. It's okay to use exchanges sometimes, but let's try to build out to where we don't have to worry about, Silicon Valley Bank not having money or whatever bank is next in the lineup to get chopped or whatever. They can't take crypto from you if you own your keys. It doesn't work. It's awesome. It's great. It's lovely. So yeah, check that out if you're interested. If not, no worries. It's all good. Don't matter. And that's just Sneeder Chat. I have it listed in the comments, and it's just easy. SneederChat.com. Easy peasy. So, boom. Awesome, guys. Much love. I hope you'll have an awesome, super great Easter weekend. Enjoy that extra day for today. And some people even have Monday off. So, enjoy the extra long weekend. Appreciate y'all showing up. We'll be here Monday morning for another rundown, and hopefully we can get out of these stupid ranges. Some stuff is trying to, Ethereum, Dogecoin, a couple things trying to break out. But overall, we're just in a sideways, boring malaise. So we'll see what happens as earnings approach us in the next couple weeks for mid-April. And that's about it. Much love, guys. Again, have an awesome, safe, happy Easter. Find the golden egg. We'll see y'all on Monday morning. Peace.